Good morning or afternoon. Should be morning when you guys see this. Keto Cricket here, coming at you with a recipe. So I promised you guys we were going to do some quote-unquote apple crisp. And this is absolutely divine. So we're going to use an eggplant. And you'll see why this one's actually already open here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up about 100 grams of eggplant. A serving of eggplant is usually about 84 grams if you do a cup of chopped eggplant, as FYI. And I am going to go ahead and peel this. I'm kind of curious because the eggplant skin also has almost an apple type texture. It's just a little thicker than apple. So it may work, so if you want to try that, you definitely can. But we're going to just kind of chop this into cubes here. And we are going to soak this. I've already melted a little over a tablespoon of butter. And that's what I have here on my scale, is just some melted butter, because, you know, nothing beats melted butter. And look at that, man. I think I did that basically. Oh my goodness. Guys, I got exactly 99 grams of eggplant. So, you know, it doesn't get much better than that. Once we have it all chopped up here, then the next step, and I forgot to bring over a measuring spoon, so it looks like we're going to have to use up my monk fruit one. So I do use quite a bit of sweetener in this because it's a dessert. You don't have to, so I'm going to use about 1/2 teaspoon of monk fruit. And there's a couple reasons for that. One, because again, it's a dessert and I want it to taste like a dessert, so I want it to be pretty sweet. And another is I'm going to be doing some cinnamon. And we're going to do 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. And cinnamon it can have a bit of a sweet flavor, but if you add it with some sweetener, then it really enhances that sweetness. We're also going to do probably about 1/8 teaspoon of almond extract. And we are going to do, and I forgot the vanilla. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I thought I knew I was missing something and I couldn't remember what it was. So then we're going to do 1/8 or 1/4 teaspoon, excuse me, of some vanilla, because that's what you put in real apple crisp, right? Is usually vanilla. Here's a little secret note about me. To make the best non-keto cookies and whatnot and baked goods, I always would just sub out the vanilla for almond in like almost all my recipes, and it always made everybody like, oh, how come your cookies and stuff is so good? Well, there you go. Now you know. And then I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of this. So hopefully you guys can read that. Green apple extract. Guys, this is going to make your eggplant, which already has a similar texture to apple, this is going to make it taste, I kid you not, like apple crisp. So once we have all of that, and I should have brought a fork over here, which I did not, so I'm going to use a spoon. And you're just going to mix it all up really good. I probably should have done maybe 1.5 tablespoons. I think I did 2 tablespoons of butter earlier when I've made this before. I was kind of eyeballing it. But for you guys, I tried to give exact measurements because, you know, I know it's hard to repeat a recipe if you don't know the exact measurements. But anyway, you want to basically just stir that all up. Get all of the pieces good and covered with the butter and the cinnamon and the apple extract especially. Get that all going, and then just set that aside for at least a couple of hours. the best, if you can, the best time to leave it is overnight. So I actually did this one day and then had it after church. Once you've done that, then the next step we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and we are going to run out of battery, so that's not cool. So we are going to go into my office and get the charger. That's what we're going to do. And then we are going to take the apple crisp. I haven't tried baking it in the oven, but you probably could. Sorry, this is kind of a weird angle. I apologize in advance for this, but you know, and I think I've unplugged everything but the cable for the camcorder, so that's always 10 out of 10. We're gonna get that. Alright, who knows what you're viewing there. This is why, secret, I don't watch my videos before I upload them, because otherwise I would probably never upload them because I'm crazy. So we're gonna come into my kitchen and I'm gonna give you a nice view of the pan, hopefully, but we're gonna actually saute these. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my oven, and guys, I think later on I'll probably be talking about using non-stick pans versus using stainless steel pans, so spoiler alert, try not to use non-stick pans. They're really not great for you. But my stainless steel pan is dirty and I don't have time to clean it. So, yay! Look at us. We've got battery. So we're plugged in. So I've got this heating up here. And I'm going to put it on about medium-high heat. I'm going to put some more butter in the pan. So I'm probably going to do, I'm going to say another tablespoon for that. And get that all going. While that is heating up, I am going to crush up some pecans, which we're going to use for the crumble. Tasty. So we'll get that going. And I like to use my Pampered Chef food chopper. This is like a retro one. I actually sold Pampered Chef. So there's another fun fact about me. Oh, come back. I sold Pampered Chef when my son was little for about 3 years. So from the time he was 1 till he was 4. So this is going to be loud, guys. And you can make that as coarse as you want it, but I want it kind of varied, which is the other reason why I like to use the chopper for it. Because this will give it a nice little, like you've got a couple big pieces, and then you've got some more finely chopped pieces. So we're going to use that. And now that our butter is all melted, we magically have another bowl that has already been marinating since very earlier this morning. So it's been marinating for about, I would say, about 4.5, 5 hours now. And we're going to stick that in there with our finely chopped nuts, of course. And then we're just going to saute this. So here's some eggplant. Here's some nutrition about eggplant. Sorry, I kind of lost track of my train of thought there for a second. Eggplant has about 6 grams of carbs, and 3 of those come from fiber. So if you do net carbs, that's only going to be 3 total net carbs, and then 3 of those come from a sugar, interestingly enough, which is one reason why eggplant can mimic apple so well is because it does have quite a bit of natural sugar in it, but it is still a vegetable. It is in the nightshade family, as those of you that have intolerances to that are aware. So that's something to kind of think about if you have some intolerances to eggplant. Obviously, don't eat this. A lot of times if you have intolerances to eggplant, you often also have issues with bell peppers and several of the other peppers and seasonings that are in the nightshade family, such as paprika and cayenne and even cumin. So that's just something to kind of be aware of if you've been having some allergies and you're like, yeah, I have an allergy to one of those things I said, then most of the time you'll probably have an allergy or an intolerance to one of those other items. Not always, but a lot of times. Eggplant also has about 24 milligrams of magnesium and about 230 milligrams of potassium. So it really is a great keto food. I don't remember the calories off the top of my head, but I want to say it's like 40 or 50 calories in 100 grams. It's pretty low calorie. And like I said, because it has that magnesium and potassium in there, along with the good, delicious fiber, if you've been having some issues in the bathroom, this could very well clear that right up for you. So there's kind of a nice thing to do. We could add some salt if we wanted to. You know, guys, I usually add salt to just about everything. I'm not going to add any to this today. I have plenty of salt. But basically, you're just heating it up until the eggplant is hot and it reaches that nice baked apple consistency. Now, you could probably try to bake this in the oven. It would probably turn out okay. I have noticed, though, that when I bake the eggplant, because I make an eggplant lasagna, it does, even though I dry it, it still releases a lot more moisture, whereas with the sauteing, I'm able to just cook the moisture out. So that's kind of why I prefer to saute this versus baking it in the oven. But you guys can definitely give that a whirl and let me know how that works out. And obviously, increase this recipe, especially if you're having friends or family over. Or, here's a good idea for you, for those of you guys that have kids at home. First of all, make sure you do this when nobody's around so they don't see it. But then, chop up that whole eggplant and, you know, obviously multiply the other ingredients, the sweetener, etc. And serve this to them when they get home from school. And don't tell them that it's eggplant. And I bet your bottom dollar they probably won't even realize that you've just given them a serving of vegetables instead of delicious fruit. So lots of things that you can usually trick the palate. There are several items that can take on a texture of apple. So you guys check those out. What do you guys plan on doing this fall to get your autumnal type of comfort food going? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this comment, or if you like this content, please like my channel. And if you want to hear more about keto and recipes and my crazy life, then feel free to subscribe as well. I always enjoy your guys' input. I have a couple of you subscribers that are really fabulous about commenting consistently. Gloria is awesome. I love looking forward to her comments every day on my content. Cindy also usually throws a nice compliment out there. And then, of course, we have our random folks that will comment once in a while. But I do enjoy reading your comments. I do try to respond to them. And that's why I do this channel, is for you guys. I do it to help people to find the nutrition in the keto or low carb or paleo style of eating that's best for them. So if you guys have questions, definitely feel free to ask them in the comment section. or you can even shoot me an email at ketocricket@gmail.com. That's spelled just like my channel, KETOCRICKET@gmail.com. So I think this is just about done here, and our nuts are nice and toasted. You don't have to toast the nuts in there. As you guys know, though, I have a slight allergy to nuts, so I like to heat my nuts up whenever I eat them because it helps delude my oral allergy. But I think we've got that all cooked up, so we'll go ahead, and I am not going to eat all this because that is a lot of food. But I will definitely sample this. You guys can see me, maybe. Here I am! There we go. And I didn't grab a fork, of course. I'm gonna knock my... Hi, Winnie. Winnie is here waiting for a treat. She seems to think, let's see if we can get her going here. Winnie, you want to be on YouTube again? Say hi to your public. Say hi. What's going on? Is there any food on the floor? No? No food? Nothing there for you? How many of you guys have dogs? You know that, they're always there helping clean up. It's super helpful. Alright, and I don't know if you can hear the crispiness of the nuts. But the crispiness of the nuts and the eggplant has literally like the perfect texture. Hot. Mmm. Tastes like apple crisp. Alright guys, I hope you give this recipe a try. Let me know in the comments below if you were able to trick your kids. Have a great day.